uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there YouTube, I'm Bushkin. Today's video is about the original PUBG Mobile micro machine. This is the Uzi 9mm SMG. It's been around with us, well, since the beginning of the game. And it's remained largely unchanged. There's been some general SMG buffs which have affected the Uzi tremendously in terms of limb damage, as they call it, explosive damage. And yet it still had exactly the same playstyle and suited exactly the same style of player. A little bit more on that as we progress through this video. Today I'm going to give you the stats on the Uzi, which everyone should probably know already, and I want to talk more about where it is in the meta, project going forward, how it's going to provide for you if you're running it in a combo, and that's the only way to run it, to be honest, and a little bit more about what's good and what's bad about it. So stick around, remember to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and let's do this thing. So we're going to go through the stats, and there's really only 3 stats that I want to talk about here, and they all relate to the damage output and how that damage output is achieved. Because the Uzi as an SMG is very unique. It's unique because its rate of fire is off the charts crazy. It's 1,304 rounds per minute. That is the fastest rate of fire of any full auto weapon in PUBG Mobile. 26.1 is the base damage into a chest area, which is not a huge amount. As you could imagine, I mean, even your 5.56 ARs are up at 40. UMPs and Tommy guns and AKMs, they clock up towards 47.9, and the Mark 14 is a Godzilla at 60 damage. So the way it delivers its damage is through insane volume of fire. 1,304 rounds a minute gives you a 0.276 second time to kill. And 0.276 seconds is good, but it's not elite. I mean, it's not the best of the best. It's not the absolute pinnacle, the Mayor de la Mejor. Is that how we say it? Anyway, the Tommy gun, for instance, is 0.267, which is lower. The UMP is 0.255 seconds, which is lower. The Vector is lower, 0.26. The MP5K is 0.256. So it's good. It's better than most of the ARs, not all. But that's not really what this gun's about. It's a hipfire weapon. It's a weapon that works best in hipfire. It has no recoil. It's very hard to have recoil when you finish your magazine this quickly. I mean, think of it both as a blessing and a curse, because I don't love this gun. In fact, I'll tell you a little story. I run a lot of solo squad, and I have decided lately that I was using too many of the same guns to run solo squad, so it was difficult to actually get damage, get footage, and I decided to run more SMGs because I needed to do videos on the Bison, on the UMP, on the Uzi, on the Vector. Yeah, so what's happened is I've started losing a lot more games. And it just goes more towards the kind of player I am than any problems with the Uzi. And this is what I really want to talk about with this gun, because it fires so fast that what often happens with me, especially when you've got it without an extended magazine, is that I will empty the clip and I won't have killed the target. And that means I've got to carry as a secondary weapon basically a 5.56 AR, because if you don't have a 5.56 AR when you need to clear that next target, well, that's all well and good, but what about if the target's 75 meters away or 100 meters away? Well, you can't really run like UMP or Tommy gun with it, or a DMR, because, well, if the target's closer than 75 or 100 meters away, then you've got to start tap firing. And the next thing you know, oh, I love screen lock. I love screen lock so much. The next thing you know, you're using a gun that it creates certain rules, and it creates certain loadouts you have to run to succeed with it. I don't like doing that. I don't love running a 5.56 AR as a secondary. It's not that it doesn't work, it's just that it's not my playstyle. I much prefer running a bolt-action sniper rifle or even a DMR. I enjoy those weapons more. And so if you like those kind of weapons, this gun can be very confronting. You can see how often on these knocks, I'm actually knocking someone just as it runs out of bloody ammo because I've only got 25 rounds. And again, you see, you've got to get the weapon switch. If he had a push during that weapon switch, I was in real trouble. Now, this is definitely a me thing because for most of the player base, this is their playstyle. They will run an Uzi or an UMP and they'll top it off with an M416. That's me running Uzi M16. Why? Because I'm a tryhard that just likes doing things differently. I can't help it. It's what I do. And this gun has been responsible for me losing so many games. Because I'll come around a corner, I will light a guy up, and I won't see the second guy, and I'll be running the Uzi, and I'll go for the reload, and I'll pop around the corner and smack them. It's also really frustrating when you're trying to hit cars that are moving past. You can actually do some decent sprays with it if targets are vertical, like they're coming in towards you. But once anything is moving, it's difficult. SMGs also do limb damage, which is excellent. And Uzi limb damage is predictably very, very good. But it's, again, not super elite. I mean, it's good for a gun that fires this quickly. But the drawback with that is its headshot damage is atrocious. Uzi headshot damage is just that. An M416 will do 94 damage to a helmet. An Uzi will do 44.3. Now, admittedly, you're firing a lot more, a lot quicker. But, I mean, when you're hitting a level 3 vest for 11.75, 11.75, that means you've got to hit 9 shots in the level 3 vest to clear it. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. And I feel like the later the game goes, the worse the Uzi gets. And that's fair enough. I mean, that's not its job, like to clean up all the problems of the world with an Uzi. And you'll see I'm swapping guns out as I play, even though I don't really want to run those guns. Look at it. Like, I'll take an Uzi because I need footage for an Uzi, but I don't really like the play style. I definitely feel that this is a gun that can be more successful in a squad environment where you have more support. But again, I prefer a 7.62 AR or a crate weapon. Now, if you can get an AUG or an MG3 as your secondary, they work spectacularly well with the Uzi. But the synergy between the Uzi and the 5.56 ARs is obvious. And it's one of the reasons why so many people run them. A UMP or an Uzi. It's such an easy thing to run. I did find running this gun that it was quite frustrating late game, trying to pick up 9s. I mean, good hip fire. We got a knock there. And I wish I didn't have a 4X on my M416. I should have had the, what do you call it? This is, I mean, runs out of ammo. My fault. And then I actually get, that guy was jumping over me and I stuck him by running into him. So he didn't jump over me at all. He missed. That's just so many of my gunfights are like that with this gun. And I hate being the guy running a 5.56 AR as a secondary spray weapon. I mean, it works, obviously. It's one of the most popular things in the world, but it's just not for me. It really isn't for me. But you have to have a full auto gun on tap if you are running Uzi, or you are going to get waxed when you go for the reload. Like, you'll rinse one guy, but rinsing 2 and 3, especially when you're like, you're running and hitting 10 shots in a row to clear a level 3 vest, right? You get late game, You're firing a clip to kill every single target, like a full clip. It's just wild. I love how they won't push up to save their mates. I'm just like, you know what? I'll push out and kill him. And then you can come back and we'll do this whole thing at school. I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Interesting one. If you like more videos on the guns and the gameplay styles and the metas, please let me know. I'll make more of them. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching the streams. The streams are every Sunday night NA time and every Thursday night NA time. They are the same every week. So if you want to get into those, jump on during the day, Sunday evening or Thursday evening NA time, and I'll be on. And if you want to play in those streams, it's patreon.com/thepushka. Link is in the description below, as is a link for my Discord server. Look after yourself, stay safe in the battlefield, and bye for now.